Now, live from Whitney Media, 1460 WVOX, the Greenburg Report, with Greenburg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner. You can join in the conversation at 914-636-0110. Now on 1460 WVOX, here's Greenburg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Good morning. My name's Paul Feiner. I'm the Greenburg Town Supervisor, and I'd like to thank WVOX for providing me with this weekly opportunity. If you're out of cash and you want to start a business, you may want to barter. And with me today is Kevin and Karen Brown, and they run a company called the Hudson Barter Exchange. I had them on the show about 2 years ago, and welcome back.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
I remember reading about you 2 years ago. I think it was in the Hudson Independent. And
Probably.
it was in the Hudson Independent, and you were talking about how barter works and how's the business going, and maybe you could explain it.
The business is going great. We started up in November of 2008, and we now have 360 member businesses doing business through the exchange. So it's really the timing was good, and the concept is great. So it's been very good for us.
Could you tell us a little bit what barter is all about?
Essentially, the exchange is an alternative payment system. We find you work by marketing you to other members of the exchange who need your services, and in return you get paid in goods and services. So every business nowadays has spare capacity, slots on their calendar, unsold tickets, empty seats in restaurants, unused media. And what they do is they trade that, and we turn it into an asset. So they trade it for things they need for their business or their home.
Could an individual do the same thing? For example, if I want to join the barter exchange, and instead of, say, buying a meal at a restaurant, if I offer to clean the table or throw out the garbage, I mean, is that something?
Well, I'll give you a meal at home if you'll clean, but no, not really. This is really for businesses to trade amongst each other. We do have some individuals who perhaps have a vacation home that sits open that they want to get value from, and that's a way that an individual might be able to join. But for the most part, it's businesses trading with each other. It's also a marketing tool, because the hope is that you'll do a business with somebody on trade, and then that creates word of mouth, which for most small businesses is the major way that they get new clients. So it's a marketing tool as well as a payment system.
How does it impact people's taxes?
There's no disadvantage to bartering. There's no advantage tax-wise to bartering. All of the income that you derive through the barter exchange is put on a 1099-B form. If you use it for advertising, office cleaning, copier service, IT work, web design, photography for your website, it's all deductible. If you use it for a trip to Disneyland, not so much. So what we do is with a third-party facilitator and clearinghouse. So we keep very, very careful records of what everybody does through our advanced software program, and give them their documents that they need to declare the income.
I just want to remind our listeners, I'm Paul Feiner, and I'm interviewing Karen and Kevin Brown, and they run a company called the Hudson Barter Exchange, and they're located at 75 North Central Avenue in Elmsford, and their phone number is 372-7155, and you have a website?
Indeed, it's www.hudsonbarterexchange.com.
How do you make money if most of the people are exchanging goods and services?
The way the barter exchange makes money is we charge a transaction fee. So, for example, if let's say somebody throws a party, and they get flower arrangements for $1,000. Our florist would earn $1,000 in their barter account, and they would pay us a 6% commission, which is $60, and they have $1,000 to spend. Then when they go to spend that $1,000, they will get $1,000 worth of goods and services, and again, the Hudson Barter Exchange would get a 6% commission, which is $60.
If somebody has a match, a barter match, and they develop a relationship with another business, do they have to keep paying you the commission, or after one or two times, do they basically do it on their own?
When they're trading with each other, they pay us a commission. But what has been so gratifying about the exchange is that so many of the businesses has formed alliances together to help each other in this difficult time find new cash work. So our painting company often refers out the maid service when they're in a home and somebody inquires about maid service, and vice versa. The maid service will recommend the painting company when they're in a home that needs painting. And the whole idea is to bring people together to turn something that is worthless tomorrow into an asset on their balance sheet, but also have them meet each other, form alliances. On the other night, Wednesday night, we had 120 people at our networking event. It was at an incredibly upscale catering hall in Westchester. It was catered on barter by a famous pastry chef, and the 120 members built a stronger relationship with each other, and they really do help each other find cash business.
And Paul, if I could just give a sort of barter 101 about how it works, because there is very little direct trading. And what I mean is when people want to barter on their own, two companies might get together and they agree that they want each other's services. I go to the lawyer, I need his services, and let's say I'm a graphic designer and he needs my services as well. We can work together. But more often than not, people would like to take advantage of trade, but they don't need what the other person is offering them. So what a barter exchange allows people to do is to take advantage of what Kevin said, their extra inventory capacity and all that, and put it into something that they do need. So there is not so much direct trade. Usually the companies that are doing business with each other, only one of the parties is getting services. The other party is earning money in the exchange that they're going to use more likely with somebody else.
That's sort of very interesting. Well, are there any unusual uses for barter?
There are. I just wanted to also just elaborate on Karen's point a bit, and then I'll talk about that. The big difference between where we are now and when we first met is that we've now become part of a national trading community. There are amazing national exchanges. There are 550 companies who do what we do across the U.S. through 2 different national exchanges. We are linked with over 200 of them. So when one of our members called up and said, my son plays guitar and I need one, I could go to the exchange in Washington and get them a guitar with their barter dollars. When somebody called up and said, can you get me a hot tub? We went to another exchange in Wisconsin and got them a hot tub. When people need something that we don't have, we go to our partner exchanges around the tri-state area and arrange for what they need. And there are very unusual circumstances. I was just involved in a deal where a hotel chain was redoing a property down in the Southwest, and they wanted to have a working farm there. So I was involved in a 3-way deal that helped get them 3 cows.
Oh, wow.
But in the last, week, we've traded one business needed a forklift, so we got it from a company that no longer needed it out in the Midwest. They just had to pay for the shipping.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's there's an immense barter economy that people are completely unaware of. Any business, no matter how strong, should be looking at up to 6% of their business in trade.